Morning folks, today we're going to purchase a 1972 Volkswagen Beetle garden find. Now this car has sat in this garden for 25 years and not turned a wheel since the day it drove in there. Now these are the photos I've seen. I've agreed a price and today we're going to go and drag it out. Now, as always with these rescue missions, you have to be prepared. So I've got my mini trolley jack in the case, and I've got a bag for life with all the essentials in. Tyre inflators, dugga guns, gas bottles, WD-40, ropes, spanners, tools, you name it. Not forgetting the jelly babies. But the first thing we need to do is we need to drive to collect the car transporter from where I store it. So we need to find a car to go in. And today's ride of choice is the old Escort. So we are on our way to Bishop's Stortford, I think it's called, from Leicestershire. We're about halfway there and we've just stopped to let Peggy stretch her little legs. She's dying to get off this truck and run around that field, so off you go, Pegs. But yeah, we'll be there in roughly an hour and a bit and see what wreck we've bought this time.
Whee! Oh yeah!
I have to say, the last half an hour of driving was bloody lovely, but I finally arrived in Bishop's Stortford. And here it is, the little garden find Volkswagen Beetle. So it's pretty rusty. Most of the bottom half of the car is pretty much gone. But oh, hello, mate. Peggy's got a new friend. Right, you go and play. But yeah, we're going to start digging it out. Hopefully, get the wheels turning by giving a few hits with a hammer and drag it out. So the first job to do was to jack the little green Beetle up and try and get the front wheels turning. It was a bit of a push getting the jack under as the car was slightly sunken, but the wheel actually turned relatively easily. And the second job was to get some air in the flat and very perished tyre. So, tyre wheel number one spins and now has air in it. Don't know how long the air will stay in there, but it's in there at the moment. And now it's jacked up, we can have a good look at what fantastic condition the floor is in. And probably the whole bottom of the car, for that matter. Crispy! You know it's going to be a rotten car when even the frame head bottom plate is absolutely dead. Let's see if it turns the wheel. It does. Brilliant. So that is 2 wheels out of 4 now turning. So let's just put some air in it. Now the engine is the original 1300 twin port engine. Unfortunately it is seized. I can rock it a tiny bit, but then it clonks. So yeah, that's going to need a rebuild. So I have persuaded Sam to just talk a little bit about her Beetle, about when she bought it and the story of how she came to get it. So away we go.
So am I talking to you?
Talk to me or the camera, it doesn't matter. It's all casual.
Hello,
we're not professional.
So I was working, it was my Saturday job at the supermarket, and my stepdad always picked me up on Saturday. We walked outside and I thought, where's your car? And he said, I'm in your car, Sam. I went, what are you talking about? And he pointed to Huey. I was so excited. I couldn't believe it. I mean,
so you didn't know he was just going to turn
no idea. And there was no talk of Beetles. We had no discussion about cars. I didn't even think it was something on the radar. I realised, very, very lucky. I was very spoiled. And so and
that was what year did you say?
That was 87.
87.
Yeah, 87. Yeah. A long time ago. I didn't think it was, but anyway.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me. So yeah, we drove it home. But even that short journey, it was about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And halfway home, the power went and it cut out. And actually, the petrol gauge had gone down to well, it was on a quarter. It was quarter full, we thought,
but
it actually had run out entirely
Yeah.
of fuel. So we then had to deal with all that.
Yeah.
And that was the start of the adventure.
So the first journey started with a breakdown.
Gave me an insight.
And that is what Volkswagens are like for anyone that knows.
Yeah. But there were many times we'd have. I remember one snowy. If it got cold and snowy, the windscreen wipers would sometimes go too far down and then wouldn't come back up.
Oh, what, they'd stick?
Yeah. So we'd have to, the passenger would always have to sit with their hand, the window down, freezing cold, de-icer on the inside, and then you have to keep your hand on the windscreen at a certain point so that the wipers would
catch
hit
the wiper.
to catch the wiper so it would keep clearing the windscreen.
Oh,
yes, but
so many stories.
Yeah.
But no, I love it. And the poor old thing, what's his name? Huey, did you say?
Huey, yeah.
Poor old Huey's in quite a state, but we're going to drag it out. We're going to get it home, and then if I don't restore it, hopefully someone will.
Hopefully.
Thank you. Let's go. So now I've got it jacked up and we've got some air in the tyres. I thought if I put a bit of wood under each of the wheels, it'll give it that chance, that first roll. So getting the jack under the back of the car was proving a little bit more difficult. The car was sunken even lower at the back and there was a massive tree root in the way. Oh, and then the camera fell on me. Now, surprise, we've got a fat 0 reading on this tyre. So let's go for 18 psi. Well, that was exciting. This tyre just went bang and we've got a nice big hole in the bottom now. So we won't be getting any more air in that one. And it's not turning. So we need to try and get it to turn. Now, smacking the brake drum will be the easiest way, but we've got a locking wheel nut on there, and I doubt we're going to find the key. So I'm currently just trying to bash the locking wheel nut to bits. Well, I didn't get it off, but it did snap it. Ew. It's hammer time! And after working up a little bit of a sweat and a bit more hammering, I eventually got the wheel turning. Holy moly! So, we've got this wheel turning quite nicely now, with lots of hammering and spraying some WD-40 through the bolt holes just to lube things up a bit. We've now got that turning nicely. The problem we've got now is the tyre is burst, so what I'm going to try and do is see if we can get the spare out from under the bonnet and see if the spare holds air. There is the spare. Thinking about it, we're probably best to remove it before we put air in it. Oh my lord, I've got a twig on my head. Oh! I hate spiders. 15 psi has been achieved. I've not been attacked by a spider just yet. The jack is looking very precarious. Very precarious, in fact. If we can just get a couple of bolts in. I mean, as soon as we put weight on this tyre, it may burst like the other one did. Oh, bloody hell. There we go. But we don't know until we try, eh? One. Oh, it's bloody turning too much now. Two. Where's that third one? Here we are. Bloody hell. Nearly the full Monty. Right, let's get them done up. Oh, you bleeder. Oh, now this one really is buried, so this tyre is probably most definitely not going to hold air. Now, will this tyre hold air? Yes or no? Place your bets now. That'll be a no. So, we now have all 4 wheels rotating. The 2 fronts seem to be holding air, which is great news. The back, which went bang, has a spare on, which is currently holding air. And the 4th wheel is rotating, but unfortunately the tyre is dead. So, I'm now going to attempt to to push it, which will be the first time this car's moved in over 20 years. Oh, well, it's definitely moving. I think it's going to need a bit more than just me. I think we need a tow rope. Good. So I've just got the key off the owner, and I'm just going to tackle a few cobwebs before I dare put my hand in there to put the key in the ignition, because we need to try and get the steering lock off basically. And there we go, the steering lock is off. Right, I'm just going to start it up and drive home. And then, for the first time in 25-ish years, the Beetle moved. Fantastic. So, through use of tow rope and truck, I have got the Beetle to this position, which is the first time it's been outside that garden in over 20 years. And it is in a very, very sorry state, as we know. But it is savable, because panels for these old Beetles are all available, and they're relatively cheap. So if some father and son want to take this on in their garage and spend the next 30 years building it for it to be worth about £2,000, then be my guest. I think there's almost something quite sad and eerie about the place where a car has sat for 20 to 30 years. You know, seeing its tyre marks and all the rubbish underneath it. It's just a bit eerie. Maybe it's just me. And finally, we're on our way back to Leicester. And what a lovely, lovely day it was. So, I'm still a good 2 hours away from home. It's a long old drive, and I'm stuck in rush hour traffic. So I thought I'd treat myself to my first overpriced cup of coffee of this journey. And I've just been thinking, I think it's kind of sad to see a car like this. For Sam, there's so many memories attached with this car, you know, being surprised with it, the breakdowns, you know, all these memories associated with it. And then it's just sat there in this garden, falling into disrepair for the best part of 30 years. Now, realistically, I'm probably not going to do this car. I've got too many projects. It was really purchased purely to make this video for your entertainment, and also for my entertainment, because I'm a bit sad and I like doing things like this. But hopefully when I sell it on, it does go to someone that will restore it back to its former glory. We can only hope anyway. So I'm going to drink the rest of my overpriced coffee, and I'm going to get back to Leicester. See you later. Now, what I thought I'd take this opportunity to do, if I can open this door again without the car falling in half, is just to have a quick look at the interior in a bit more detail, because, oh gosh, maybe not. I've noticed there's stories to be told, and I don't mean by the spiders living inside, I mean by the parts inside. Now, I'm a big fan of originality, and I can see all the original rubber mats. Now, what Sam did tell me is this is a two-owner car. They bought it off the original owner in the 1980s. So, it is worth restoring. You know, the headlining is actually pretty good, if we ignore the little mouse nibbles up there. These seat covers, you know, Sam says she remembers buying the seat covers and getting them fitted on the seats, which are obviously in a bit of a state underneath. But little things like the paperwork in the door cards, the original instructions manual, And then one thing I did notice, if I dare go in here without being eaten by spiders, I'm in. We've got some tapes, we've got some cassettes. Screaming Trees, Pantera, oh, Megadeth. Wow. Not sure what that one is. Charlatans, yeah, I like a bit of the Charlatans. Oh, I think they're blanks in there. But yeah, little things like these tapes just show an insight into Sam's life when she was driving around in this car. What have we got down here? A vintage packet of crisps. Oh, there's a nice mallet there. I could have used that to free the bloody brakes off. And I'm not going to go much further in case I get eaten by spiders. Peggy, what are you doing? Come on, we're going now. I've just actually read this and found it hilarious. It's when obviously she ran out of petrol at some point and put this note in the window, which is very funny. I thought I'd just share this little picture of me and Sam as she waved her final goodbye to her Beetle. So I am finally home. Well, I'm not actually home. I'm at my good friend Tim's house, on Tim's drive, actually. Tim doesn't know about this Beetle being on his drive yet. In fact, he does watch my YouTube videos. So, hi Tim, you got a new car. But in all seriousness, hello Pegs, what I have done is I've rang my good friend John. My good friend John is even more obsessed with Volkswagens than me, and he thinks he's going to buy this off me so I can make a couple of pints out of it. I'll move it on to John, who has a lot more time than me, and hopefully can restore it to its former glory. Good luck, John. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon.